Hey friends, thanks for being part of Spotlight Zone. Today's going to be wild. We're diving into the top 10 stupidest things Donald Trump has said on the campaign trail. Just to be clear, this list only includes things he's actually said out loud at rallies, in interviews, or during speeches. So no truth. Social nonsense like, I hate Taylor Swift, yeah. Great way to make millions of people mad. And we're also skipping his classic gaffes, like last week when he said Bagram Air Force Base was in Alaska. It's actually in Afghanistan.
We have Bagram in Alaska. They say it might be as big, might be bigger than all of Saudi Arabia.
For this list, I'm focusing only on Trump's wildest lies. Yeah, we all know he lies a lot, but some are so over the top, they're actually hilarious. And today, we're here to laugh at them. So let's kick it off with number 10 straight from his debate with Kamala Harris on September 10th. Let the madness begin.
What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
They're eating the pets. Yeah, Trump really said that claiming Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, were eating people's pets. It's not just disgusting, it's absurdly stupid. He could have said rabbits or squirrels, but no, he had to jump straight to beloved family pets. That makes no sense. If someone wanted to eat an animal, they'd go for something wild, not one that's fed, loved, and constantly watched. Of course, the lie fell apart instantly. No one in Springfield reported their pet eaten by a Haitian immigrant. So while it's offensive, it's also just plain dumb. And speaking of eating animals, let's head to number 9. From Trump's August 3rd rally in Atlanta, where he takes another weird shot at Kamala Harris.
She vowed to ban fracking. She wants the government to stop people from eating red meat. She wants to get rid of your cows. No more cows.
No more cows. Seriously? Trump makes up nonsense all the time. Harris wants to ban guns, ban cars, whatever, but now he's saying she wants to get rid of cows. How would that even work? And remember, he said this at a rally in Atlanta, one of the biggest urban cities in America. He's telling people in a city that Harris is coming for their cows. Genius, right? This is classic Trump. He takes a talking point that could maybe stick, like Harris being super pro-environment or anti-fracking, and then cranks it up to full-on cartoon mode until it's just laughable. Anyway, let's move on to number 8 from a town hall. Trump did on August 29th in La Crosse, Wisconsin. It starts with a question from Trump fan and former Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard.
What's going to happen if Kamala Harris institutes price controls?
So that's a communist plan. It's never worked. And it's been tried by others. Believe it or not, Richard Nixon tried it. A lot of people tried it.
Okay, first off, no. Harris never proposed price controls. What she actually pushed for was a crackdown on price gouging, which, love it or hate it, is a real policy debate. But Trump doesn't do policy debates. He jumps straight to, she's a communist, not liberal, not progressive, full-blown communist. And here's the kicker, he even mentions Nixon tried price controls. Yes, Richard Nixon, a Republican, and one of the most anti-communist presidents in U.S. history. So nice job, Donnie. You just blew up your own argument. If Nixon did it, is he a communist too? Anyway, let's keep rolling. Number 7 is from a rally in Wilmington, North Carolina, where Trump takes aim at Harris for, wait for it, working at McDonald's. Let's see where this goes.
It was a lie. She never worked at McDonald's. And the fake news doesn't want to mention it. They had a big thing about her job at McDonald's, and they went there, and the manager's been there a long time. Other people have been there a long time, say, no, she never worked here. Never worked here. She lied.
Did you catch that nonsense? Trump claims someone mysterious unnamed went to check if Harris really worked at McDonald's. According to Trump, this investigator spoke to the manager, who confidently said Harris never worked there. And why? Because this manager's supposedly been working at the same McDonald's for over 41 years. Bruh. Either this manager is the most dedicated fast food employee in human history, And stay with me here. Trump made the whole thing up. I mean, come on. You really expect us to believe someone's been flipping burgers and watching employee rosters since 1983? Trump just can't help himself. Even if there was a shred of truth in the story, he always pushes it too far until it's obviously fake. Classic Don. All right, now we're at number 6. Trump's wild claims from his sit-down with none other than Dr. Phil, released on August 27th. Let's see what kind of nonsense he cooked up there.
If Jesus came down and was the vote counter, I would win California, okay?
This one's just pure gold. Trump says if Jesus counted the votes in California, he would have won. I mean, seriously? My guy lost by over 5 million votes, got absolutely obliterated, and he still claims it was rigged? California didn't just reject him, it hit him with a double dose of nah bro. It's the most undeniable loss of the entire election, and that's the state he chooses to say was stolen? Either he's trolling at this point, or he's fully living in an alternate universe. Like Jesus certified election counters is a new level of fantasy. And now, welcome to the top 5. At number 5, we've got Trump yet again fighting basic math. This time, he's at a rally in Las Vegas on September 13th, going off about Harris and undocumented immigrants in the US. Let's see how wild he gets with the numbers this time.
I will protect our country. She will surrender our country. She has already let in 21 million people. And if she gets 4 more years in America, our country will be obliterated. The 21 million people will be hundreds of millions of people will come in from all over the world, which is where they're coming from now. You'll have 150 million more people. You won't have a country anymore.
Oh, here we go. Trump's math skills are not as reliable as his argument. He claims 21 million immigrants have entered the U.S. illegally in the last 4 years. But let's back up. The actual number, according to the best estimates, is around 11 million undocumented immigrants total, not just in the last few years. So Trump's exaggerating by about 10 million. But the real kicker? When he says Harris will let in 150 million immigrants, he's essentially saying Harris is going to double the entire U.S. population in 8 years. You read that right, double the population. Let that sink in. Trump is talking about a number that's about 15 times the current total of undocumented immigrants. If that happens, we'd need a new U.S. census to count all the people, and the country would be a whole new world. This kind of projection isn't just ridiculous, it's completely detached from reality. And speaking of ludicrous projections, let's move on to number 4. Trump's got more wild predictions, this time about Harris and Biden. You won't believe what he said next.
And I don't know if you heard the latest statistic that of the jobs that these people created, which is very little, every single job was taken, about 107%, was taken by illegal immigrants.
Whoa, now this is getting wild. Trump claims 100% of jobs created in the last 4 years went to illegal immigrants. Well, newsflash, we're all illegal immigrants now. Apparently, I got a job, and so did my son, but according to Trump, we must have missed the memo that we're not supposed to exist in this scenario. But wait, he doesn't stop there. Nope. Trump says that 107% of the jobs went to illegal immigrants. So not only are they stealing all the jobs, but they're also apparently snatching 7% of jobs that don't even exist. Talk about magic immigrants, right? And guess what? He's still not done with his immigration fantasy land. Up next, Trump has some more mind-blowing statements to make. He's got a rally in Wisconsin, and this time he's talking about what migrants say when asked where they're coming from. Let's see how far he's taking it now.
It's countries all over the world, they're coming in. 22 people from the Congo in Africa. Where are you from? From the Congo. Oh, that's nice. Where did you live? Jail. Oh, what did you do? It's none of your business. That's what they told the people. It's none of your business.
First of all, Trump's claim about the Congo sending its prisoners to the U.S. is completely made up. Surprise. Even his own campaign couldn't come up with any evidence to back it up. So yet again, Trump spins a tall tale. But this one takes the cake. He talks about 22 people from the Congo. who supposedly refused to say what crimes they committed, but were happy to admit they were coming from jail. Think about that. If you're a criminal traveling halfway across the world, wouldn't you at least try to hide the fact that you just escaped jail? Either these guys are the dumbest criminals ever, or Trump's imagination has reached new levels of absurdity. I'm going with the second one. Trump's just making up another stupid lie. Now, let's move on to clip #2, where Trump sits down with Dr. Phil and starts telling his version of the story about how the Democrats forced Joe Biden off the ticket. You can't make this stuff up. Let's dive in.
Nancy Pelosi went. I know the whole thing because I know people on the other side. You know, I have some very good friends on the other side. Hard to believe, isn't it? And they went to him and they said, we want you out, and we can do it the nice way or the hard way. And we can use the 25th Amendment. We can use the 24th Amendment. We can use all sorts of amendments and get you the hell out. It was nasty.
So Trump's big inside scoop about Pelosi and the Democrats threatening Biden with the 25th and 24th Amendment is just another example of him getting completely lost in his own web of lies. Now, let's break this down. The 24th Amendment? It has absolutely nothing to do with the 25th Amendment, which is the one that deals with removing a president from office if they're incapacitated. No, the 24th Amendment is about poll taxes. It literally says nothing about impeachment or even a presidential removal. So Trump's out here pretending to have some inside info on a supposed plot against Biden. But he embarrasses himself yet again by making up details that don't exist. And now we've arrived at the final clip of the day, Trump's rally in Wisconsin on September 7th. Let's see what wild claim he's going to come up with next.
Kamala supports states being able to take minor children and perform sex change operation, take them away from their parents, perform sex change operation, and send them back home. Can you imagine you're a parent and your son leaves the house and you say, Jimmy, I love you so much. Go have a good day in school. And your son comes back with a brutal operation. Can you even imagine this? What the hell is wrong with our country?
That's a wrap on our list of the top 10 dumbest and most ridiculous things Trump has said. Honestly, it's hard to believe that this guy was ever elected, let alone possibly re-elected. His medically absurd claims, like his ridiculous take on transgender issues, show just how out of touch he really is with reality. It's not just the lies, it's the fact that he continues to push these absurd narratives that hurt and mislead people. But here's the thing, lies and absurdity don't last forever, and they eventually catch up to you. Let's just hope that voters start paying attention to the truth before we end up repeating this nightmare. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think I missed any of Trump's most ridiculous moments? Drop them in the comments below, and we'll take a look at the best nominations for a future list. See you next time.